Well, hello. Hello, real estate world. It's Gary Carpenter here at Master Real Estate Academy. I think we are on episode, heck, I don't even know. I think we started right before COVID, so we're at least at number 22. But anyhow, got a great session. I'm kind of going off kilter of what I was going to teach this week, and I don't know. I think I've told most of you that one of my mentors is by referral only, and Joe Stump. And so I follow a lot of his training, a lot of his coaching, and we actually use his database, which is called My Clients. And so anyhow, we've been using that system for a little over 2.5 years, and he came out with a program this week, which I thought was awesome. And again, it's like, what question, if you owned a home right now and we're in COVID-19, we could have been in 9/11, we could have been in, Y2K, we could have been in the dot-com bubble burst. Doesn't matter. Anybody who owns a home during events like that, and obviously right now we're in COVID-19, but slash COVID-19 civil unrest around the country, places like Portland, Oregon, and New York and Chicago and stuff like that. Most homeowners are thinking, if you were to ask them, hey, what do you think your house is worth right now during all this crazy stuff that's going on with, unemployment at 11% and, all that type of stuff. Most people, general public, would say that their property values are going down, which in reality, it's the complete opposite. And obviously the number one thing that is driving the market right now is lower inventory. So I have been coaching for the last year with my students, again, generating leads. You have good, better, and best. Okay. Buyer leads on paid websites, Zillow leads, Trulia, Realtor.com, Commissions Inc., Boomtown, Market Leader. I know I've left a couple out, Real Geeks. All of those sites have some kind of a platform to where you can pay money to generate buyer leads. Well, here we're in a market which is a high seller's market. And again, all I can speak is from Omaha, Nebraska. We are less than a month inventory. Basically what that means is that if you're in say a month or 2 or 3 months inventory, then that basically means is if you were to not list another house for a month, no other houses went on the market, it would take right now you stopped, it would take a month to sell all of the inventory in the market. Currently right now, on average, we're getting about 230, 240 new homes that come on the market each week. And about 96% of those are selling within 2 to 3 days. So if we had no inventory that came out right now, we would be out of homes within a month, which is absolutely crazy to even think of. So, but obviously with COVID-19 has lessened the inventory, hasn't really lessened the buyer inventory. But I guess my point is, if you're a real estate agent right now and you're serious about generating leads, why would you go after buyer leads? Why not create systems or implement systems that help you generate seller leads? Yes, seller leads. There are ways to do that. We've talked about at least 2 or 3 of them in the last few weeks about how you can call people, talk to people who are thinking about selling their house. I mean, the few things that in my suggestion is that when you're calling your database, one is to set up a coffee appointment, a lunch. Coffees are cheaper. You can do more coffee appointments. Coffee appointments typically are not that much longer. But also, too, with what's going on since COVID and everybody got locked into their homes, probably 9 out of 10 people have been on some type of a Zoom call. So they all get it, right? So like before COVID-19, if you were to ask somebody to, I don't even have my photo up here. Oh, there we go. If you were to ask somebody, would you get on a Zoom call with me and have a quick coffee appointment? Most people would tell you you're nuts, okay? But now, since everybody's been forced to do some kind of a Zoom or FaceTime or Google Hangout or whatever, it doesn't matter. They're getting in front of a camera, a webcam, their computer, their phone, whatever, and they're being forced to use this technology. So my suggestion would be is that, and it's always been, so the coaching students that I have, typically what we're trying to do is to get you to go on 2 appointments a week, right? So 2 coffee appointments. So, and it's not just an appointment to chat with somebody about how they're doing. Obviously, that's what you're gonna talk about in the beginning, but you also want to make it a professional appointment, in that if you're going and having lunch with a homeowner, that you pull the numbers on their house, right? And then the other, so not only are you talking about the value of their home, but you're also then now talking about interest rates, because I mean, who would ever have thought that interest rates would be under 3%? I know when I got in the business in 1998, interest rates were right under 7%. And everybody was saying these interest rates are all-time low. It's crazy not to buy a house right now. There's no way they're ever going to get any lower. Then they went to 5, then they went to 4, then they went to 3, and now they're under 2 or under 3 in the 2s. And so the other thing that you could be talking to your clients, especially your past clients who bought homes from you, they may not be ready to sell, but they should probably refinance if they're at least a half, if not a full point lower, if the interest rates are lower than what they're currently paying right now, or maybe even look at a 20 or a 15-year mortgage to be able to get that. So with that being said, let me add this in. So Joe Stump has come up with a great program that we are going to start implementing next week, that's called What's My Home Worth, right? So, and again, this is not a new concept to try to talk with home sellers and do a consult with them about what their house is worth. And you should be doing with all that, with all your A's and your A pluses that are in your database. And hopefully those of you that are on this call or that listen to this video, you have established database, sphere of influence, tribe, whatever you want to call it. And you have, you've classified people as an A plus, and a B. So an A plus is somebody, in my opinion, is somebody who has done business with you and has referred you, or has referred you multiple times. An A is somebody who's either done business with you and or has referred you. So they haven't done both, and they haven't done anything multiple, right? So, but they've shown that they would do business with you and they would refer you. And then there's the B's, which are people that you've had a conversation with, and you've asked them the magic question, right? The magic question, you all know what the magic question is. If you knew somebody who was thinking about buying or selling real estate anytime now or in the near future, or it could go, if you knew somebody who was thinking about buying in the next 90 days, would you feel comfortable in introducing me to the people that you care about? You need to have that conversation with everybody that is in your database. So the other thing that I always like to bring up is that, you know, again, I do coach. I do a lot of training. I'm also in the industry. We have a real estate team. So if you happen to see yourself and you're earning, you know, less than you wish you were, and you're open to the idea of receiving some help, and you'd like to learn more, and you can call me or text me at 402-680-7000. Or you can always, again, if you're watching this video, it's somewhere within the Facebook land or YouTube, and you can always respond that way as well. So let's go ahead and get started on this presentation. And let's see if I got my, hold on just a second here. Let me pull things up here. All right, perfect. All right, so step 1 is the strategy. Okay, there's going to be like, I think, 4 or 5 steps in this. I can't remember, but step 1 is the strategy. And the strategy is it's to get prospects and clients curious about finding out what their home is, what the value of their home is right now. In this time of COVID-19 uncertainty, and that's the big thing, it's uncertainty, right? And changing economy. I know right now, and if you're a real estate agent, which anybody who's watching this is probably a real estate agent, if you're listing houses in the first-time home buyer category, and again, that doesn't matter where you're at in the country, there's a price range for first-time home buyers, and it seems to be for us now, it's gone from, you know, under 200 to up to 250 now. And those homes right now are all being sold in multiple offer situations. They're all going for more money than what they're being listed for, and we have not found a cap yet for that. So, but what we're trying to do right now is we're trying to call our friends, call our family, call our past clients, call the people that are in our database, to try to set up an appointment with them to talk about their home. So the action is get people to schedule a 15-minute live Zoom meeting. My suggestion would be to do this all online, because you're saving everybody else time. Everybody can get on a Zoom call. Everybody can get on their phone. And it doesn't have to necessarily be Zoom. There's all kinds of other platforms for that. So you can use other platforms. And you want to be able to present to them basically a CMA, a current market analysis, and what I would call it a highest price analysis, right? So what would that report look like? You can substitute the Zoom with a call, or if you're comfortable, you know, again, it depends on what state and everything else you're in, to be able to get face-to-face with people. But my suggestion would be is that you try to do 5, schedule 1 a day, do a 15-minute appointment. You get everything, you put all these strategies in place, and you try to schedule 1 a day, 1 15-minute appointment, because you're going to have about an hour's worth of work for that 15 minutes on the phone, okay? And that 15 minutes on the phone probably will be longer than 15 minutes. Heck, I just started this live broadcast, and we're already 15 minutes into the broadcast. So the goal is you get presented as a trusted and knowledgeable guide for them through these challenging times, someone who will guide, lead, and protect them when they choose to buy or sell. So here's the ultimate idea about this whole thing. It isn't necessarily that you're going to get a lead from that person that you talk to, okay? That individual past client, or mom or dad or family or friend or whatever. It's not about that. It's about presenting yourself as the professional to them. So then that way it just starts to solidify even more that they should refer you. It makes you top of mind. It opens up that reticular activator even more, but it's also just a good thing to do with what's going on right now. So step 2 is to get familiar with Zoom. If you're not familiar with Zoom, you're probably living under a rock right now, or some type of video platform, but you need to get familiar with it. And just so you know, Zoom is free. I mean, for what you're going to do this for and what you're going to use it for, you don't need any special features that Zoom offers. You just need the basic Zoom account that you've been using to get on your office meetings or whatever the case may be. It's free. And then step 3, you're going to set up an Acuity account. So Acuity.com. You can also do Calendly.com, but basically it's an online calendar that gives you a link to your schedule so that they don't have to text you or call you to schedule an appointment. They can actually go directly to your schedule. And that's kind of in this process of how you're going to do this. So Zoom and Acuity are the 2 platforms that you're going to need. And then you're going to send out a postcard. You're going to do an email. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to show you the postcard first, and then just kind of read it to you. I want to kind of go through it, because this is the genius of the buy referral only program and Joe Stump is, you know, the subject line is, do you know what your home is worth? And most people do not know what their home is worth. Maybe they could guess, maybe they've gone to the DC assessor or the county assessor, the assessor's site, and they found a number there. Or maybe they got a Zestimate, which we all know what that is. But they really don't know what their home is worth. And most people, honestly, they want to know what their home is worth. And it's not are you going to sell your house? I'm going to get you on the phone and meet with you and talk with you and try to con you into selling your house. That's not what we're trying to do here. So it's hello, their first name. The most frequent question I'm being asked right now, what is my home worth these days? I'm getting asked that at least 2 or 3 times a week, okay? Even if you're not going to move anytime soon, this is an important question. For most people, the biggest contributing factor toward their net worth is the equity in their home. Home value can determine credit worthiness as well as serve as a savings account. We have seen times when home values were increasing by thousands of dollars each month. In my experience, this gives homeowners a feeling of financial confidence. The factors which currently influence the value of your home are, number one, where you live, obviously location, location, location. What homes nearest you or for sale have recently sold, right? And then number 3, how long those homes took to sell, which is the biggest thing being played when, again, we had Greg Mitchell and we talked with Greg Mitchell a couple weeks ago. And most top appraisers are saying it's like they aren't able to go out and really even find comps for homes that are selling for listed for say 200 and selling for 210, 220. So, and it's just trying to find out what's that threshold, right? If you or someone you care about is curious, that's the key thing. If you or someone you care about is curious what your home is worth right now, ask me for a free custom home value and market analysis. I want to make sure that you and the people you feel comfortable introducing me to feel secure knowing that you have the most accurate information. To request your free home analysis, click here, which that's where you would put your Acuity link so that they could go schedule, and call or text me, and I will make sure I will make sure you know right away how your home is valued in today's market. And then you're going to put your name, you're going to put your phone number, you're going to put your website, and if you're using Acuity or you're using a Calendly, you're going to put another link right there. So that just basically takes them directly to your schedule, okay? So that's the email that's going to get sent out, okay? That you could just send that to everybody in your database. It doesn't matter A plus, or B, wherever they're categorized. You just send that out to all your homeowners that are in your database. And then this is an example of what they send out for a postcard. I'm actually getting Prospects Plus to make me up a postcard that I'm going to send out. But it's an oversized postcard, and it's all you're really doing is saying exactly the same thing that was in the email. And so remember that if you've been watching any videos with me and you understand Master Real Estate Academy and kind of what my philosophy is on marketing, it's mail, call, see, email, social media. And so that's the other thing that I love about this program is that, you know, right now we're going to email them with that. We're going to mail them a postcard. And just to kind of give you an idea, this postcard is oversized. It's yellow, so it stands out from everything else. And then what a step prior to of when you send out these postcards, okay? So we're going to do this to our farm area. And then we're also going to do this to our sphere of influence. So then the other idea is that, okay, if you know that your postcard is going to get mailed out on a Monday, and you can schedule that with whatever postcard company, I know Prospects Plus will do that it's going to show up on Monday, okay? And so essentially then what you do is you start to send, and this is going to take some work, okay? But you're going and you're trying to set up meetings with your database. So my suggestion would be is that you then send out a text message. And the text message is just a simple text message. Hey, Jim, Gary here. I just wanted to give you a heads up that I'm going to be sending a postcard to you that's going to be coming in the mail. When you get a chance, take a look at it, read through it. If you find any interest in the message, please let me know. If not, please pass that on to somebody that you care about. So again, all you're doing is just giving them a heads up that something's coming in the mail, which if you're sending an oversized postcard in the mail and it's yellow, chances are they're going to see it. But when you send a text message, maybe 3, 4, 5 days prior to that actually coming out, then essentially what that's doing is giving them a heads up. Okay. And they're going to, again, top of mind, they're going to see it, have a better opportunity of seeing it. So then the other way, right, of marketing ourselves is through social media. So posting about this stuff, which is kind of cool as well. So I've got, I think it's either 4 or 5 social media posts. So these are ingenious. So you send this out, you post this, and I would probably do one a week. Okay, there's, I think, 4 or 5 of these. I'm going to go through each one with you. And I will, anybody who's wanting any of this stuff, just let me know. I know I'm going to post a lot of this stuff on the free training page that we have at Master. It's a private page, so you have to be a member of it, but Master Real Estate Academy. But it's free to get signed up. So if you're not there, just let me know. And as I go along here, if you end up having any questions or comments, please let me know. And if you have any comments, also too, comments really help my live stream. Okay, if you comment, post, like, whatever, just take a second to maybe even comment on my hair. What do you think of my hair? I was in lockdown for a couple weeks because we had one of our kids test positive. And I wanted to show you as well. I'll show you kind of a cool marketing thing that we have. Again, we always like to try to capitalize on marketing, right? So we went and we had 100 of these made up, and they're masks, right? Because I don't know if you've heard, but everybody wants you wearing a mask. And so our mask, let me see if I can get it up here. It's got our logo on it, MRG Realty Group for real estate. But we created some masks. But I think I'm okay with being here without having a mask. But let me know, comment on what you think of the mask, okay? And then maybe even comment on my hair. I'm just trying to get you guys to engage with me a little bit. But anyhow. All right, so step number 5 is you're going to post on Facebook. So you'll have this photo, what's your home really worth right now? And then basically you're going to have the area. So the Omaha market is up, 13%, 12%. You're going to have to do your math on this, okay? You're going to have to go into your MLS. You're going to have to find out where your number is. Even if it's 2%, if the average sell price is 220, say 200,000, that's $4,000 increase, okay? That's still a lot of money for somebody, but it's a lot more. I'll guarantee in most markets, it's a lot more. Great news for sellers, but what's your home really worth these days? Find out in about 15 minutes. Go here, which is the link to your Acuity account, right? And answer a few questions and schedule your free 15-minute Zoom online meeting with me to get a custom home and market analysis and see what the potential really is during this new world of home sales. The online free calculators don't take your personal home information into account. I will do the work and get you a custom analysis based on your home specifics. The news is better than you think. Let me show you. And then you're going to have a link. It's the same link that's going to go to the thing. So the idea is to get them to engage with this. So that's the first post that would go out. The second post that is going to go out is this one. And again, it's just a square box. What's your home really worth these days? Find out in about 15 minutes. So if you have been wondering what your home may be worth right now during the current stay-at-home market, here's an easy way to find out. Get a free home and market analysis with up-to-the-minute statistics based on the homes for sale and sold in your neighborhood, specifically over the last 2 months. Note, the online calculators don't give you accurate right now numbers. They go back 6 months or more pre-virus. I'll dig deeper to get you a more accurate current home analysis. To get your free custom home and market analysis, go to the link. Again, that's your Acuity link to answer a few questions and choose a good home to review this information with me. I'll only take about 15 minutes of 15 minutes, and you just may be surprised by what you'll learn about your home value and potential. Again, I'm not asking them, are they thinking about selling? I'm not asking them if they want to list their house. I'm just offering, and again, it's just like inviting people to a party. Okay, so if you invite people to an event, okay, not all of them are going to show up, but you have a reason to now call them. You have a reason to now email them and text them and social media and all that type of stuff. And they're getting a personal invitation to come to an event. Doesn't matter if they show up. They like the fact that they were invited. And again, all things being equal, most people know one or two or maybe even three real estate agents that are in their family, that are friends or whatever. And again, this takes you and your business and your brand at a higher level with them as far as the professional side of things. So, all right. So the third post is this one, which is kind of cool. Get your free custom home and market analysis. Go to answer a few questions and choose a good time to review this information with me. I'll only take about 15 minutes and you just may be surprised. Again, the message is the same. It's consistent. So you're not going to send these out every day for 5 days or whatever. I would send these out. I'd look at a month. Look at the next 5 weeks. What are you doing? And I'm telling you, the thing you want to start doing is diving into your database, fixing your database, working with your database. Because when programs like this come up, these are really database centric. Or if you're kind of a famous person within your farm area because you've been working it for a while. Okay. So here's again another post, and let's see what else we got here. We're on the 30-minute mark here, so we're almost done. Post number 4. Okay, you're ready for a different home, but should you sell? So this is kind of a cool deal. Let me read it with you, and then we'll talk about it. There is one real estate cycle that scares people more than any other, and we are in it. When the inventory of available homes is low, home sellers have an unusual advantage. Sellers can set the terms and control the process because they don't have as many competitors, which means buyers have fewer choices. But here's the problem. You may really want a larger home or a smaller home or simply a different neighborhood. But in order to buy your next home, you have to sell your current one. The question is, do you take the risk of selling your current house, then hope you'll be able to find the new home? Click here for full post. So again, it's different than finding what your home is worth, but it's going to sellers who are thinking they want to sell, but their fear is, well, if I sell mine, then I got to go buy one and the inventory is really low, blah, blah, blah. So we all know, especially real estate agents that have been in the business for, I wouldn't even say a long time. I would just say you've done a lot of transactions. That when a seller puts their house on the market, I'll just give you an example of our most recent. We put a house on the market yesterday. We're getting showings. I think currently right now, as of right now, I think we have like 4 offers on it. Okay. Escalation clauses, prices going up, that type of stuff. Conditions, no home inspection, no warranty. Seller has control of just about everything. If that buyer, or if one of those 4 or 5 buyers decide that they want to buy the house, you, the seller, can write in whatever terms they want. So one of the terms would be is that you counter back and say, we accept the offer, or with the following changes, and whatever changes you want in there, but also that the seller has 14 days to find suitable housing. If the seller does not find suitable housing in 14 days, the seller has the option of either releasing the buyer from the contract or extending the time period. Okay. And I know there are some agents that are going to disagree with this, and that's fine. You can disagree with it. But I'll just tell you, in this type of a situation, this is one way. We used to call it a hot button, right? Buy sell analysis is what we call it, the Floyd Wickman days. But it's basically, for those people that feel as if they want to try and go buy one before they sell their house, right? Because you really lose negotiation power when you go buy a house and then all of a sudden now you become a have-to seller. But right now, sellers have a lot of control. So I'm going to cover that next week, that system next week. But if you have any questions in regards to, after watching this video, about wanting to get the social media posts and everything else, just post underneath this or reach out to me again. And like always, let me put a banner up there. If you happen to be earning less than you wish, and you were, and you're open to some idea of receiving some help, I'd love to be able to try and help you. So anyhow, thanks a lot. Happy Thursday, which is when this is being shot, on July 23rd. So I look forward to helping you any way that I can. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you soon.